Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of The Suited Shootist, and I'm sure there's some questions as to the title of this week's video. We've all heard it in some form or fashion. Oh, well, I'd just shoot him. Oh, well, just size up or just put a jacket over it. Just don't go to the ground or just stand up. We've all heard some version of this just in some conversation around personal protection. And they really do need to die because they're reductive and they're lazy. And they don't take into account the really critical factors. So it doesn't matter what facet of this we're talking about. Whether you're trying to help somebody improve their mechanical marksmanship, the popular one there is just grip the gun harder or just quit slapping the trigger. They're not useful. If you are trying to improve your style, it's not as simple as, well, just put on a shirt with a collar or just put on a suit or just put on a jacket. It's kind of part of the reason why I'm wearing this is, one of my other hobbies outside of the defensive realm is bartending, and I got real big into tiki. And admittedly, this is a little bit of cosplay. There is sort of a dress-up component to it, but in the appropriate circles, this would be considered well-dressed, and it's certainly not dressed up. So it's not as simple as just. If you're trying to help somebody, it really is critical to understand what they're struggling with and why. Because a lot of these just statements are a little more than somebody sort of grasping at relevancy and trying to feel self-important. And yes, I get the irony of the fact that I'm posting a YouTube video on such a statement, but it's the truth. As I continue to develop my personal marksmanship, there are aspects that I'm presently struggling with. I still feel like my grip is falling apart, and when I get direction like, well, just grip the gun harder, somebody told me that a couple years back, and it didn't give me the specificity that I needed to actually improve what I needed to improve. Thankfully, I've got some friends who are exceptional shooters and are giving me some coaching, and it really is delving into the nuance of kind of where on the grip, which parts of the hand are interacting with and things like that. To the same thing of when I was on my style journey, I was struggling to figure out why certain things worked for me and certain things didn't. So anytime you find yourself talking with somebody on whether it is guns or whether it's style or anything at all, be cognizant and avoid those just statements, because more often than not, really you end up either just talking past the other person, and worst case scenario, you make them feel like they're not being listened to, and they just shut down, completely stop engaging, and at that point you're not in a position where you can help them at all. So it's not really a super long subject, but I felt like it really bore mentioning, especially with a lot of the conversations that are going on now. Not really going to delve into too much specificity because I don't want to leverage current events for any kind of benefit or gain. But suffice to say, anytime you're talking about a complex, multifaceted topic, it's never as simple as just on either side of whatever the equation is. And that can be policy, it can be marksmanship, it can be style, it can be anything in between. So I encourage you to have thoughtful and intentional exchanges to go along with a thoughtful and intentional wardrobe. Just kind of my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. What's one of those just statements that drives you insane? Put it down in the comments. What's one of those statements that you were given and it was something where you were trying to overcome? I want to hear about that too. So aside from that, that's all I got for now. Hope everybody has a fantastic week. Stay dangerous and stay sharp.